continually give you thanks in all things. Lord, thanks for the people in the room this morning that are here to present before the commission. Lord, those who serve here in the courthouse and work for our friends and neighbors here in Laclede County. We're just so grateful that we have individuals who give of their time and give of their resources and their talents to be able to help make Laclede County even a better place to live, work, and play. Lord, we just ask that you be with us as we take up the items on our agenda this morning. Help us make the decisions that will benefit those that we serve. And Lord, we just pray for our nation this morning, as there's so much that, Lord, that we just involved with. And I just ask that you be with our leaders. I ask that, Lord, that you just put your hand upon them as they make the decisions that are the best for our country. Lord, again, we just thank you and we give you all the praise and glory in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Man, it always sounds so much better when we have a big group here.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so we have minutes from February 18th. I'll give you a minute to look at those if you haven't already, and then I would entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the minutes is written February 18th.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have motion second to approve February 18th minutes. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Minutes approved. Next, we have Dr. Ashley Brown from NU Extension, and she has a update and presentation for us, I think. Thank you.
I'll make sure I don't do more than one. There you go. Here you are.
Thank you.
First of all, thank you so much for letting me come and present to you. I know you've been over to our beautiful new offices. Thank you so much, and met the other amazing ladies who work there and do programming within Laclede County. So I'm Ashley Brown. I know it says Ashley Allen Brown. It's my legal name, but I like to go by Ashley Brown. And this is just some information about me, who I am. I'm a regional economic development specialist. I am in 7 counties, including Laclede. So I'm not an 8 to 5 office person. I like to explain that to people. Like, why do we see Ashley over there sitting in the office? It's because I'm around. I mean, you'll always see me. Maybe not regularly, but you'll see me quite a bit. I have been very, very lucky to work with Laclede County and to work in the past with Commissioner Angst, the other commissioners, and Miss Linda. And I am so looking forward to working with both of you too. And I hope that we'll have as great a partnership as we have had in the past. And I attribute that to the innovation that the commission has come up with, the ideas they've come up with for focusing on agriculture, which is rich in this county, manufacturing, youth development, and allowing me to kind of carry it out, whether they agree with my ideas or not. Sometimes it's good. I'll bring them to the table, and if they don't like them, that's okay. You know, we're adults, and we can work through it. If you see on here, it says, what do economic development specialists do? This just tells you what I do. I help Brian Thompson at Lebanon Ready. I work with him quite extensively. I'm working with him now on some workforce development training, and I'm actually looking for grants to help fund that, to offset costs. The council, the Laclede County Council of NU Extension, is very supportive of things that I do, and I'm very fortunate. In fact, I worked so much in Laclede County that last year I got my hand slapped because I wasn't serving the rest of my counties as well. So
Laclede County's the best county.
it happens, but I really enjoy the people of this county, and I think it's great, and I've had a lot of support. So I just want to, whoops, you have this, and it looks a lot better. The second page, when we talk about workforce development, I'm going to try to go through this pretty rapidly because Commissioner Angst knows I can go down rabbit holes. Like, I'm a teacher, I like to talk. We are doing a recovery-friendly workplace learning luncheon, and this is just to address the growing opioid crisis that we have in our counties, in the 4 counties of Laclede, Miller, Morgan, and Camden. Those 4 make up, of course, the Lake Area Council of Local Governments. And so I try to work within the Council of Governments to work with Mitch, the new director, and Brandy, the new part-time assistant. This is going to be presented by experts in the field of workforce and in this program. You are invited, all of you are invited to attend. It's on April 9th. I have a code for you so that, because it's $25, but I have a code for you so that you can attend. My goal is to have all the commissions come to the table for this April 9th Recovery Friendly Workplace discussion so that every county can be represented and we can get it started. It doesn't mean that all of you have to come if you can't, but if you can, I would love that. It's going to be very simple. We will have legislators there. We have several drug court judges coming, even from the whole county. And it's just to get the discussion started. I think Jordan Health is coming as well. So you'll have practitioners, you'll have business owners, you will have decision makers such as yourself. And this is just to get us started. This isn't going to find, we're not going to find a solution right away, but we need to talk about it. So this is a step in the right direction. This is something that I was approached with in 2023, when I was relatively new and really didn't know what I was doing in my position. And so I'm just bringing this to everyone because I can't do it for every county. So we'll do it regionally. But please take a look at that. And if you'd like to come, you can either register yourself or you can email me or I can register you. It's fine, but I'll email you over the code. Okay? And I talk pretty fast, so if you have questions, just interrupt me. Okay? The other thing is when Commissioner Angst and I met, or he invited me to meet with you all back in 23, we talked about agriculture and how it's so pivotal to this area in the economy. So one of the things I do and did was to dig up as much information as I could about how Laclede County agriculture, forestry, fishing contributes to the Missouri economy. And it's a huge, huge contribution. It's one of the biggest in the congressional district. And Congressman Alford is aware of this because I regularly provide him with information about what we're doing. So you can expect something like this, information on data. You can also expect information on different population, demographics, housing, all of those things. I will pull a report for you all. I provided one in summer of 23 that was good for about 2 years. It's a lightcast report that MU Exceed pulls for me and we work on, and then I do a presentation for you. So 2025 is now the year for that presentation again. So that'll be sometime this summer, and I promise I'll make an appointment to speak get on the agenda. I have a bad habit of just running ahead of myself. You'll also see that the Laclede County Commission Agroeconomy Week 2024, that arose from the Ag Tour that happened in 2023. It was very successful. It was the idea of the commission, and we put it together. I got sponsors, we had a bus, we had decision makers from Jefferson City, and also representatives from Congressman Alford's office. And we visited local farming locations, individuals and families, Century Farms, and different places. And we talked to them and we got to ask, but you all got to ask questions of them to talk about how hard it was for them and what they're doing and how they're overcoming obstacles and all those things that are still in our path today and seem to be getting more daunting. The last year we added, in addition to the Ag Tour, which was the capstone event, we added an agribusiness brunch where we had speakers come down to talk about agricultural marketing and creating agribusinesses, because you have a lot of small agribusiness owners here in the county that really contribute a lot and are really the heartbeat of the county. And so we had that. It was very successful. We had 80 people attend that. And then we had almost 200 people attend the Agribusiness Expo, which was immediately following. We were very fortunate in that people just really came to the table and bought tickets to the brunch, but also the Courier family at Wall Street Cattle Company, they continue to just give us things for free. So we're really fortunate in that. They really want to work with us and make sure that they're doing good things for the community, and they value what MU Extension brings to the table. So with that said, we do have a Laclede County Agribusiness Expo at the end of this month. And it's not like last year. This is just vendors, people who are selling things that they would normally sell at their farm. And it was supposed to be part of this, it got lost somewhere. I will email that over to you. You may have seen it on Facebook. It's been advertised. We've advertised it, we've had over 10,000 views on it. We have about 20 vendors, and they're bringing things to sell. So Adam Courier and his family have said, we want people to come here, they can sell everything, we'll set up the Wi-Fi, they can take payments, we don't care, it's great. So this is really good for commerce and good for getting people excited about what's going on. And then last year, which will continue this year and grow it, Commissioner Angst had wanted to do a recognition of youth in agriculture, and so we have created the Laclede County Youth in Agriculture Award. And Commissioner Angst worked very hard to make sure that there was a nice sum of money that was given to this young lady, Jocelyn Newell, who applied and won. We talked to some businesses out in the community, and they came forward. And it was just fantastic because everybody wants our youth. They're our future, and what we do today impacts tomorrow. So we want to recognize these youth, and Jocelyn was our winner last year. And we presented her with a check during the 4-H dinner last year. So it was really a great thing. We had an agenda, all those different things, and it was a fantastic event. We hope to do more of it this year. We'll be doing this in October. We just wanted to make sure this expo allowed people to come during National Agriculture Month and to be able to sell things, be able to make money on this. They don't have to pay for a booth either, thanks to that generosity. And then, like I said, just the data part of it. This is the worst part to me because I've been a teacher for 30 years and I don't like numbers. I really am not that good at it. Just ask my husband. We still have checkbooks in our old house, and I'm not that good at balancing mine. So anyway, I will provide you with data that has been vetted by people a lot smarter than me at main campus. Okay. Then the other thing is at the end, I am going through leadership development. For some reason, they think this old broad is, headed for leadership at MU Extension. So I've been put into this leadership development program, but I've also taught leadership, and my doctoral studies are in organizational leadership. So one of the things I really like to do is to teach. And so I like to take that and teach folks leadership development and work with people and help them do better for themselves. All people. So, because when we all win, we win. So that's about it. What questions do you have of me? Questions, concerns, comments?
Ashley, first of all, I would just thank you for the work that you have done for Laclede County on behalf of the commission, more importantly for MU and their reach into our community and for the youth. I've watched this 4-H program the last 2 or 3 years, and I know it's always been a good program, but it's just amazing to see some of those young people, the confidence that they build as they go through the 4-H program. And the young lady that was recognized last year, I just continue to be amazed at her confidence as she makes her presentation. And so it's just a very worthwhile program, and I hope the commission will continue to support those efforts. And so.
And it's been a joy, just to tell you the truth. It was worth getting my hands slapped. So.
What day is that expo at the end of the month?
It's Saturday, March 29th.
Okay. Do you have any flyers?
I
on
do.
that?
They're not here,
Okay.
but I have them, and I'll go over there and get them.
I would like to have some to take out to
Okay,
the
absolutely.
stores.
And I will also tell you that the Courier's donated free digital billboards, so we've been advertising it constantly too. So it's really good. We've got a lot of momentum. I will be glad to bring you over.
Okay.
Happy to bring that over.
Are they going to set up there in that exhibition
Yes.
hall? Okay.
And we have the Bennett Spring Fly Tie guys. They're
Okay.
coming. And then I'm working with, they're trying to work it out because people don't want to work on Saturday, of course, but it's just a good day to have it with Independence Day to do the barrel, because that was very, that people really liked that last year. Not as much as the fly fishing.
Good.
Do you have any other questions? And And the other thing is too, I'll provide you with my email. You all have your emails here. And anytime you have questions or there's something you're questioning, if somebody brings you data and you're not sure about it, if it's about demographics or housing or childcare or transportation, anything like that, you're welcome to email me and I will suss it out, find out where they got it, and I'll also make sure that you have the right data. I will not let you down.
Are these summaries that you have presented for Laclede County? I'm sure MU does those for each county in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Are those readily accessible online?
They are, and I can send you the link.
Would you?
Yeah.
I would like to know how we compare to some of the surrounding counties and maybe
Sure.
some of the other third-class counties.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I just completed a report for Camden County about first class, and I'm happy to do that for you. If you'd like for me to pull it, I know that you like to look at those things and analyze them, but if you would like for me to pull that report, I
I probably have a little more time than you do.
can. Okay.
But if you would send me the
I
link.
will.
Okay.
Absolutely will.
Okay. Oh, thank you. All right. Gentlemen, do you have any questions for Ashley?
No, I believe everything's all right. When we went over and met with them at the MU, the girls done a great job explaining and going over a bunch of stuff, which enlightened me a little bit on a couple of things. But no, they all seem to be doing really well. They've got some great programs and stuff out there. And yeah, we'll see how everything moves forward from here.
Good. I'm excited about it. I'm also excited about our council members. Paul Lindsey's a council member. He's got my heartstrings, so. Okay. Thank you so much. And if you don't mind, I do have another meeting, so I'll have to go.
You bet.
Thank you.
Okay, but I'll get your flyer. All right. Thank you
Appreciate
so
it.
much.
I'm going to kind of jump around here on the agenda because I think after I look at it, it would make more sense if we go ahead and do the bid openings, and that way, when Mike gets to the road and bridge update, he can weigh in on those. So, Erik, if you would open, we should have bids there for rebar, and we should have their bids for culverts and vans. I've got rebar number there first, so if you get anything on rebar.
Looks like we've got at least one. Is that gonna tell us what that's for?
Who's it mailed from?
Yeah, what metal culverts. So that would go with these, right?
Okay. So it might appear as if we only have one per rebar. Somebody didn't want us getting into it.
It definitely sealed it. What you're saying,
Yes.
correct? There you go. It's always a plus. Hey.
Okay. Now we're cooking.
There'll be a small one in
Yeah. Maybe up 4 times. It's not gonna be, yeah.
We're gonna get it.
Oh, I know you will. Got a big enough pig sticker out there. Hey, there's the nut.
Half-inch rebar per ton, 1,100. Total 5,500.
And that appears to be from Willard Quarries.
Yes.
So I know
Half-inch rebar.
we have been through this process before, so I would recommend that we would table that bid and give Mike a chance to look at that. He might even get that done before the end of the meeting, but if not, we can take it back up next Tuesday if we need to, since we only had one bid.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea to table it. At this time, I'd make a motion to table that bid upon a little bit of investigation for further review.
I'm gonna second that.
Okay, we have a motion second to table the bid for half-inch rebar. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Okay.
Mike, you've got the mental notes, or you want to look at it? Got it.
Just make me a note.
Okay. All right. Next item would be for culverts and bands.
Well, where do we want to start? Viebrock. Galvanized culvert bed. Oh, there's one for each of us.
Are they identical?
I believe so.
That makes it handy.
Metal Culverts Incorporated. They're only gonna give us one on here.
Thank you. Christian may want one as well, I'm not sure.
I'm guessing this is something a little bit different.
That
HP.
might be
culvert
the
flags.
poly.
That's
Yeah.
the poly, okay.
Yeah.
Do we wanna go ahead and see what's in there?
Sure,
All right.
sure. Mike, you didn't get a copy of that? Christian, you don't have another copy of your bid, do you? Okay. Let's look at it. Okay.
What's best for us? Thank you.
Thank you, Leanna.
And let's see. This is the poly.
Okay, and I think we follow the same protocol, would be wise. So we have our notes here, we have our copies, but I would entertain a motion to table this to give Mike a chance to evaluate the two bids, two proposals.
I again would make a motion to table for further review on these.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion is second to table the metal culvert bids. Any, I want to be careful how I say that, since there is a company name involved there. But any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Those bids are tabled. Now, we just had one, you opened a bid for the poly pipes, okay? And we just had one of those, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm not seeing any poly on
And that's what I was trying to look for,
the other one.
see if they included it in.
Everything is galvanized.
Mhm. Yeah, so just the ones all that I'm seeing.
Okay. So just to recap, we received two bids for metal, for culverts, one from Metal Culverts Incorporated, one for Viebrock Sales and Service, and then we received one bid for the polypropylene pipe, and that was from Viebrock Sales. We opened that separately. I'd entertain a bid to table that, again, to let Mike analyze those and we can probably approve them all at once then.
Again, I'd go ahead and make a motion to table this time.
I'll second it.
Motion second to table that bid as well. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, same sign. Okay. All right, so then that will lead us in. Christian, do you have anything you want to say? I always give the vendors an opportunity if they're here. So is there any?
There's just the tariffs that are happening starting today. And I don't know which way that's gonna make the steel prices go. So basically, it's a flip of a coin right now. I believe they're gonna go up. I didn't think I would say that, but I think for a while it's probably gonna go up. And then as these tariffs get to a point where they're kind of stabilizing a little bit, I think you'll see the price kind of stabilize as well. But it's always a jump whenever you get this new way of doing things come in. So that's why I kind of put on mine, prices are subject to change as steel prices change. So throughout the year, they won't go up if steel doesn't go up, but if it does go up, and you won't see that in the HP or the plastic. Plastic's gonna be fine. It's the steel that's gonna be the grater blades, the culvert pipe, and that kind of thing. So just know that at some point, you're gonna see that. And I was reading on metal culverts too, you'll see where they said the same thing. Prices are good, except in 30 days. So they know it's coming too, so just be aware. If you have the funding, I would go ahead and get your pipe lined out. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but it'd be a good thing, probably save you some money.
Right. And that's what I was gonna ask you there is how long is this bid here held for? Do we have 10 days? Do we have 14? Do we have 30
I would say at least 90 to start with.
on yours? So you're good for 90 days of holding these prices.
I'm very comfortable with telling you that.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I did see that here where they had a 30-day window on theirs. So, thank you, Chris.
I've been getting weekly updates on increases in almost all of my fencing supplies that I handle.
Yeah.
T-post, everything, new and metal.
It's gonna kind of rise, I think, a little bit. And it generally does.
I think it's probably more of a little bit of a fear factor at the moment than it is actual.
I really look forward to go down though. Within a year or so, I look for as gas and everything else goes down, I think we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, for your cost of production and stuff there. As long as you can keep a good labor force,
Yes, sir.
that's gonna be a swaying factor as well, either way.
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
Okay, Christian, thank you. You're welcome to stay, or if you need to go, we certainly understand that. Okay, I'll take up the next item then would be under department updates, and first would be Mike. Mike, what do you have for us this morning? Good morning.
Well, we've been working on our saw blade, having it out, taking care of some stuff, our normal setup came to cut. Working pretty good, kind of changing the scenery a little bit. A little slower process than I was hoping for. Some roads are not bad, cleanup's pretty easy. Roads where you're laying a lot down, brush cutter can outrun the cleanup crew by several days. But we'll keep picking away at that as we can. After all of our winter weather, we've got multiple soft spots coming up in a lot of our roads, and just taking care of those as they come up. Deloney, we got that addressed. We will be going back. It started getting worse as the guys were working, so we abandoned that.
You had feared that a little bit on some things.
Yeah. But we had to get in there and do what we did, because was, the situation wasn't gonna get any better.
So you started on it and had to abandon it for now, but you are going back.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good ammo. Thank you.
I'll be going back, first of next week, reassess.
Okay.
This drier weather was helping a bunch of these roads out a lot. I actually saw a soft spot on Royal the other day when I was checking Castleberry, and went out there this morning to recheck it because of this rain that we're supposed to be getting, and it had gone. It had tightened back up, so
yeah,
that was a good sign. Checked in on the injectors for 45. They're saying towards the end of the month they are. I guess there's an email chain going around between Caterpillar and Viebrock about trying to get some pulled off the assembly line somewhere to get them faster. I haven't heard back on that yet. And as long as our roads keep getting a little better, hoping to start our conservation rock, get that done. And then we're gonna install our waste oil heater today. They kind of pushed that back because they checked the weather for our area, and because of the rain, they didn't want to cut a hole in our roof. So they put that off till Thursday.
This Thursday. And you got your electric ready to go? I remember seeing something about that.
Yeah, they ran the electric to there, but the DSI will not actually hook it up. So I gotta coordinate with electricians to, once DSI has everything set up, for the electricians to come in and wire it up real quick. Then DSI will test it out, make sure everything's functioning the way it should.
Was that furnace setting now? I mean, they got the outside, of course, was it going inside? I know the holding tank and everything.
It goes inside.
All is inside, so just cutting a hole in the roof to curb it for the exhaust
Yep.
is what they're gonna do. So they've already got it inside, in play, where it belongs.
It's sitting in our first bay, still on pallets, because we don't
So
want,
it's not setting where it belongs yet. Okay.
they do
And so
that.
they can install all this in one day, is what they're saying. So they'll cut that hole in for the curb, for that exhaust. So, and have you gotten with that electrician yet to make sure that he knows Thursdays when they're wanting to fire it?
Yep.
Okay. And good enough. By the time warmer weather gets here, we'll have heat.
Have you got some oil?
Well, not a whole lot.
Yeah.
We might have to pump some diesel in to test fire it. Because we have oil in our old tank, but it has gear oil in it.
Yeah.
This furnace, you can't burn gear oil in it. So we're not about to
No.
transfer any. We're gonna start
Start fresh.
fresh and not cause ourselves any headaches that we don't need.
You mentioned there two different things, the brush cutter and the saw blade. Okay, so we've got, of course, I know we got what, the 3 brush cutters?
Yep.
That are out, and then we got a saw blade also hooked up on another machine,
Saw blade on one of the 3.
on one of those 3.
Yes.
Okay, so
And
the
he's
3
back-
brush cutters, actually
he's
2
back.
brush cutters and 1 saw blade now, basically.
He laid so much down that he's still days ahead.
Oh.
So we pulled saw blade off, put him back on his regular route.
Okay, so you put the brush hog arm back on that instead of the,
So basically that saw blade, Joe, is just, it bolts on where the stump jumper and blades bolts on.
okay, so still underneath that
Yeah.
deck? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never did get to see it actually hooked up or anything like that. That's why I was asking. What is our transition? How much time does that take, and how many guys it take to actually change that over? You know, be swapping
About
that.
10 minutes.
Cool.
That's nice.
10
One guy,
minutes.
2 guys,
Two.
2 guys.
Yeah, that stump jumper's inch thick.
Yeah,
Plate
they're heavy.
steel.
That's what I was gonna say. It'd be pretty heavy. That's why I was wondering. I didn't know there was a way to like set it on a lift gate on the back of a truck, or we had some type of a bracket, a frame, or
Two guys
something
just grab
made.
a hold of the blades and set it up on there, that spindle shaft sticks out just enough to hold that stump jumper on there.
Once you get it piloted.
Yep.
Okay. You bet. So yeah, next time it's hooked up, you don't care to give me a holler. I'd like to come actually watch it in action, see how that one works.
Okay. Yeah.
So, okay. So the only other things I got, you mentioned there on one of the roads over there. I want to check back with you on Memphis. That spot there down there, I don't know, 3/4 mile down or so, it gets pretty from the 00 side. It's getting pretty soft. How is it now?
I'll take another look at that, Joe. There was plenty of rock there.
Mhm.
One of the reasons why if it was bare, I probably would have jumped on it like we did everything else. But
Absolutely, and I agreed with that because I drove out through there as well, and appreciate you going back and checking on the Dunklin deal again, because that's one thing I hadn't been back to, so I appreciate that. But I drove out through there on Memphis and everything, and the spots that I seen, it was, as bad was that spot there, but there was rock all around it.
Yep.
It just needed to be brought back up and put back on there. That's already still there, but down by that bridge is my only other concerns.
it's
Both sides of that bridge, I'd hate for that to get much softer if we don't get something done with that, because
that
they're really
hill
into
is
some
on the
issues.
list to
Okay.
get some rock up that hill.
You bet. You bet. Told us about the grader already, so that's good. And, I think that's all I got for the day in the meeting. For me.
I do have, I'm sorry, Eric, go ahead.
No, I'm good.
You're good, okay. I did receive information from Leanna yesterday that MoDOT wants to do the bridge inspections on the 17th or 19th. That's a Monday or Wednesday. It's going to be my recommendation that in that sheet I just passed you out, it has the west and east, those bridge inspections. And they want to do those all in one day. And I'm going to recommend that Mike and the commissioner for the east be with the bridge inspector, and the same thing for Mike and the west commissioner on the west side there. And the reason why I'm making that recommendation is the continuity. Like if you look at Bobcat, we're now on a new commission from when we started with that, maybe even the third Eastern Commissioner, I'm not sure. And so just for continuity, I think Mike should be involved with that. And then each of you respectfully on the bridges on your side, then we'll all receive that bridge inspection report once it's complete and distributed. So that's my recommendation. They want to do it one day. So that means either Monday the 17th or Wednesday the 19th are the options that we have. And they have other bridges, I think, in the county and the city that they'll take a look at as well. But these are the ones that pertain to us. So we need to decide so that Leanna can call MoDOT and say we want to do it on the Monday or Wednesday. Mike, do you have a preference either day? Okay.
That's what I was
Eric,
gonna ask.
Joe.
That's March.
March,
Mhm.
yeah.
The 19th would actually work better for me.
I'm fine.
By
So
the 19th.
Wednesday.
And Mike, you
Wednesday
said
the
you're good
19th.
either way, so you're good with the 19th as well.
I'll just have to take it as it comes, and if something comes up,
Well, and that's where I'm at. It
I'll
just,
just have to
Yeah.
deal with it at a later time. It just part of it.
It's just the Bobcat Bridge is getting replaced.
It's just on there, Eric, because it's the list of bridges. You probably won't go look at Bobcat. You won't look at
Okay, or
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Probably won't look at Tulsa. And Joe, you guys probably won't look at Independence. It's new enough that they're
Absolutely.
not at their concerns yet.
Right.
Might not look
And
at Livingston because from what I understand, it is already on our BRO list.
Correct.
We've already looked at that one.
I would encourage
I think we're gonna look.
Joe to go ahead and take a look at that. Yeah,
that's
even
one
though
thing.
it's on the list, but
Yeah, I was gonna push for that whenever we got them.
Okay.
Now, you say MoDOT's coming, so is like Jeremy or anything better like that gonna be as well, or is it just gonna be us and MoDOT, what you're saying?
Correct. So Jeremy is just our engineer for the two
Okay.
bridges that we're building.
Okay.
It's Jeremy's place in all of this. So it will be you all with one of MoDOT's bridge engineers.
Absolutely.
There's two different engineers I've dealt with. It's Derek Lepper and Joe Green, and I think they're both planning on coming. I'll verify that with Joe after I call and schedule you all.
You bet. Okay.
Okay, do we have any questions on that? So it's locked down for the 19th then, okay?
Well,
Mike?
Joe is he wanting to do each of us?
Yes, it
on
needs to be
one
done
day?
the
Yeah,
same
everything's
day.
all on the same
Yeah.
day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make it work.
Appreciate that.
You want morning or afternoon? Or does it really matter?
It's gonna happen. If we're doing it all in one day and they're gonna do several other bridges, that's my understanding. They're gonna do more stuff here in Lebanon, Laclede County than just ours. So it's, yeah, I'd rather it be of a morning.
Okay.
And then that way I'd have my afternoons if we can
I'll
plan
have a
that.
conversation with them and I'll get with you to it.
Yeah, and I figured you would, yeah. So, yeah, I'd rather do it the earlier the better for me. I mean, it's daylight at 6:15, let's go. So,
Do we have any other questions for Mike?
I don't believe I do at this time.
Okay, Mike, anything else for us?
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, thank you. Next department update would be maintenance. Good morning, Mike.
Thank you, Leanna.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
See you again.
Appreciate it.
Good to meet you, Joe.
You bet. Yes, sir.
I'm Erik. Erik?
Here you go, Brad. Okay, go.
Well, guys, I'm still happy to be here and enjoying the hell out of myself. So anyway, I'm starting to see things we're starting to get accomplished. We finally got the Donnelly head put back up. We've got all the electric put in for the new sheriff's offices over there. We got electric put in over at the annex for their hood that they need for the cooking classes. Got that up there. I got my custodial person on board now, and she is working out her schedule. And as we're working out that schedule, we're hitting some spots that needed to be dusted and cleaned and just cleaned up. That's been overlooked for a while. Nothing with the cleaning crew. It's areas that's just not on their list. You know. Over at the jail, we've installed shower doors, and now we're working on handrails in the holding cells to be ADA compliant. We had a guy over there in a wheelchair that was not able to get to go to the restroom. So, talking with Jack, we decided we needed to add some more rails in certain cells over there, just so he's up to speed and the jail's up to compliance. So, we're working on that. Of course, we've got some cleaning to do over there. Always some in the jail. We are looking at removing those metal posts that they got over there. That was for COVID. They're kind of in the way right now. But we have to move power and data out of that post. The old way came a counter came completely wrapped around. They were able to run power and data underneath that counter. Now they run it through the ceiling down to there to the front of the counter. So the best thing for that for the future is to cut a trench in the concrete and run that under the floor. That way we have no obstacles that the people being rung in can use, and nothing in the way for the jailers over there that are dealing with somebody that's hostile. So we're trying to get that figured out. Over at OEM, we did get the front of that foyer painted. It's been not painted for a long time with coat machine was. We painted back in some of their offices so they would look a little better for, they have a big meeting coming up here soon for that. So we ended up getting that. We got some more water spots off the new glass over at 911, from where we watered the lawn, trying to keep it alive during the dry. So my new gal that's the custodian, she's working on doing those as the weather's nice stuff. So projects, we've got tons of projects going on. 2 pages listed. So we just keep plugging away at them, and if somebody sees something, I hope they speak up and bring it to our attention, and we will address it. We put new water fountains upstairs on the 2nd floor yesterday. The old ones, one had a leak, and the other one did not have no water pressure. Down on the other end of it, we had a major leak in one of them, which made us start looking at the rest of them. That part is supposed to be in today, so we can get that put back together. As it rains today, we will see if our roof leaks in the stall in the living room, restroom upstairs by the ports. I think that we have finally got it stopped. We just need a good rain or get up there with water. Hoping today we'll get a good shower. We'll go take a look at that. We are the problems we have with the heating and cooling. Of course, we've got a compressor down in the 2nd heating unit. I've got Gold Mechanical put in as a vendor so that we can use them. They're in Springfield, come highly recommended by other building maintenance guys that I know. They have come and took a look at what stuff that needs to be addressed here in our building. Of course, the first thing is a triple duty valve that's either got something in it or it's about to go, and it's in the loop pumps. Of course, we've got a compressor out in the reheat units down there. And then we have that rooftop unit 6. We had a compressor put in that last summer, and it's about 24 pounds low on Freon there. So we're going to suck that Freon out, fill it with nitrogen, find the leak, and fix that unit. They are also a AON related vendor. They go out and do the AON repairs, so they're well knowledgeable in the units that we have. So, of course, ours is a little bit older, so takes us a few minutes to figure it out. But I think we're on the right path there, that we have somebody that is an hour away. So if we do have a major issue, we can have them here that day or the next day, instead of trying to get somebody that's 4 hours away to plan and break their schedule, drive down here for 4 hours, look at something, decide they need something, come back the next day for 4 hours, So we're gonna go that way for a little bit. I think that's really gonna help us in emergency situations, for sure. So, but like I said, we just got a handful of lists. We just keep adding to it. We keep checking them off as we accomplish them. And I'm extremely happy that you sent Lou over here. He has been, I don't think I've ever had an employee that is as dedicated. He reminds me of me. When we look at something, we got to figure it out, and we'll figure it out. And he specializes in the low voltage cable. Is his deal, fire alarms. So he brings a whole handful of knowledge that I do not have. you know, I've got the plumbing, the electrical and all that, but I do not have the low voltage. So that was an added plus to our team. We are tickled to have him. So, Teresa, the custodian lady, I've known her a long time. She has always been a dedicated and trusted employee. I think she's going to do an excellent job for us, keeping this place looking nice and helping us on the outside and the inside. So, I do have one question for you guys. Doug McGuire has asked if we could have some of his kids job shadow as they need to do community service. Nothing heavy. Simply either job shadow, watch us, kind of be hands-on if we're, you know, repairing something, painting something, cleaning something. He said they have done it in the past, and these aren't kids that are bad kids. These are kids that have been in the wrong place, wrong time, or something like that. We're not dealing with problem childs here. We're just dealing with kids that need to do their community service and continue on with their life. So I told them I would present that to you guys and let you think about it, and you can give me a yay or nay. So, does anybody have any questions for me or anything they need to add?
Yeah, Mike, I need to talk about the SEMA office over there.
Yes.
I had an agreement with Brett through OA to get that office refurbished. That was part of the extension, the rental agreement with Office Administration. And so I just need to make sure that we get that
Yes,
pushed up.
we have visited with him,
Okay,
and we got permission to go in there when we need to.
okay,
And start on that. That is at the top of the list.
okay, good.
It is one of the next things under the Donnelly head. That was
Okay.
one of the big
Okay,
projects.
well, I
that we
knew
will
you-
start.
We discussed it and you hadn't forgot it, but I just needed to know in case they inquired.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, it is definitely on the radar,
Okay.
up on the top of the list. If things would quit breaking down and weather would keep happening, we would have a little more time too, but, we're doing good, keeping our things running.
sure. And from my standpoint, maintenance has always been a challenge, and we've had different hands in the systems over the years, but I appreciate your hands-on and what you've brought to the county on getting things taken care of. So I appreciate that very much. The other thing I would mention would be that we're going to have a surplus auction probably towards the end of this month. And if you have items down there or anywhere that you see items that are surplus that could go into that auction, I don't know if you want to keep that John Deere mower we've got down there. We got a push mower. I don't know what all we have down there, but anything that you believe is surplus at this point, it'd probably be good to get with Joe, and so we can make that list and get that published.
Okay.
So, we've got an old desk or two over there at the back of the MU. There's file cabinets. I don't know anybody that wants those, but we've got file cabinets.
We have used some of the stuff over there.
Okay,
We have, used some of that stuff on the 3rd floor to help James out here get his
Okay.
office set up. So we have managed to steal some of that stuff
Okay.
over there and use it, or put it to good use. Get rid of it.
okay. Very good. We have any questions for Mike?
I'd just like to go ahead and touch base again that, yeah, it seemed like that Miss Teresa is doing a good job. Seems like she's liking it. She's enjoying herself at this
Oh,
time.
yes.
I'd like to go ahead and reiterate again on Lou. I've worked side by side beside Lou as well on doing a few other things around here that I've just kind of put myself in and that also been asked upon me to do to help with. And, yeah, he's also a great asset, I believe, Laclede County as well. And then to also go back on the auction thing here that Randy mentioned on it, if you do have items and stuff like that, if you can get that to me by the end of next week, no later than that, I've got to get a sale bill made and get that stuff going.
And I think that needs to include probably any items that are this close to getting pitched into a great big dumpster in a parking
Yeah.
lot.
Even something as small as the smallest snow shovel out there that nobody wants to use, you know?
Have we had anybody, community service wise, job
Yes.
shadow us in the
Yes.
past?
Yes.
So that is something that can be available?
I can't think of any reason why we wouldn't want
What's
to
your
do
ages
that.
on those, Mike? Do you know? Ages on those kids?
I do not know right.
That would be
He-
something-
But he would give me, the age appropriate for that.
That's the only my concern would be.
He will coordinate that so that it is, usually a high school kid,
Right.
that is.
Well, I sure don't have a problem.
Oh, no, I mean, yeah, like you said, if it's painting, you put them on one wall, you're on another one. Or put them in one
Yeah,
corner,
I
you're on the other, you work
always-
toward the middle, show them how to work together.
Yeah, I can always, be appreciative of showing a young kid how to do something, giving them some knowledge that they might not ever have an opportunity to get.
How to throw
There's-
something in a giant dumpster.
Well, there's something to be said about being a good mentor, especially the youth. So,
Yes, I've had a lot of young kids work for me and they've ended up being doctors, nurses, turned out really, really well. Had one work for me that I seen in the jail the other day.
It happens.
It goes both ways. But,
it's called life.
Okay, Mike, thank you very much. We'll let you get back after it.
Appreciate you guys.
You bet.
Next would be OEM, but Randy had a conference he needed to go to, so I'll just mention that. You may have seen the article, you may have gotten an email or text message from him, but the 2 sirens at Bennett Spring are up, they've been tested, and they're functioning is what I've been told to relay. So
Okay.
that would be Randy's report, and then at this time, James, if you want to come on up front here, you're more than welcome to do that.
So, even though Mike just left, last topic with Mike, we also support the high school Go Caps, their Explore type program with job observations. So they come down to the dispatch center, they'll sit down there for about 2.5 hours and observe what the dispatchers do. Sometimes are more exciting than others for them, but that is reality for them. So at least within the county, the mechanism, we do support programs like that as well. A little bit different. He's talking about community service type stuff where they're a little more hands-on, but it does exist. And I believe we're supporting the sheriff's office with an initiative later in April they're working with the high school, but that's part of my report. So if any questions I'll just read what I will email to you after this. As far as the report, I'll give you a copy for minutes, so you don't have to
Write them all down.
yeah, exactly. So, all right. So during the month of February, just for statistics, the dispatchers logged over 3,582 incidences into the CAD system. That breaks down to be approximately 64 incidents per 12-hour shift. Comparing that to January, just looking at this calendar year, we're on average. So no significant statistical shift from January. But I went and pulled the numbers to compare February this year to February of last year, as well as February of 23. And generally, we're running across the board since the consolidation a 50% increase in call volume since October. But I attribute that to the consolidation when we took on the responsibility for the city. Laclede dispatchers, though, we're working on memberships. As a group, we're members of the Association of Public Safety Communication Officials. That's APCO, that organization that was recommended by the board, which includes the local chapter here in Missouri. This opens up discounted training and certification opportunities to the dispatchers that they provide, and they're a nationally recognized organization. Brooklyn, the operations officer this week, is attending critical incident response and peer incident support training in Waynesville. The organization that puts on this training, it's a free 40-hour certificate-driven course. It's provided or paid for by the state. All we have to do is register. The organization travels throughout the state of Missouri and Oklahoma providing this free training. So what that means for us, it gives us in-house people. We also have we have 2 dispatchers that will be certified at this point to assist our dispatchers when they have those calls that impact them more than normal. We have in-house people that can do initial, hey, pull them off the line, so to speak, and get them realigned to the resources that they need to get them through that incident. So that's something that we're going to continue having a couple of the senior dispatchers trained to be able to provide when we have those calls. Also in line with that, we have completed our partnership with Compass Health to provide 988 services to the members of Laclede County. Laclede County was one of the last counties that they were trying to break into for the region that we're in. It's something they had attempted before, but we never really quite got all the way through. So we're able to include Compass Health. Our Compass Health partners assisted with on-the-job training with our dispatchers. They showed up for a couple of shifts. They sat in, they assisted the dispatchers in identifying calls that can be transferred or relayed to the 988 services. So those incidents are members of the community that need something more than just the emergency critical incident response. 988 and Compass Health, it's free to us, can come in later and help get them the care and resources that they need.
I may need a little background. I don't even know what 988
So,
is.
we have someone who calls in. I'll just use a scenario, if that's okay. We have somebody that may call in and they may not be at a critical incident of, hey, I'm going to hurt myself, but hey, I'm not in a good spot. I need additional resources. I need help, right? It's the initial call for help, but it's not, hey, I'm getting ready to do this right now type of conversation. We're actually able to, the dispatchers, and we're still learning, but right now the dispatchers can take that call, take the initial contact, and then transfer, just similar like we do with EMS, a warm handoff to 988 services. And then the people that are answering the phone their dispatchers are trained clinicians. Okay, so they'll take that individual, continue to help provide that initial response, and then get them the resources locally that they need, whether it's getting somebody to them or getting them aligned with a organization that can provide some help. Okay, 988 though is not a replacement for an emergency response. They're not going to show up that night. There's no guarantee to that. That's still, if the 988, and the transfer works both ways, we transfer the 988, they begin doing their triage. All of a sudden, hey, we're going to need somebody to go check on this person right now. They can transfer that call back to us. The mechanism is there, and then we can actually send law enforcement, fire, or EMS as appropriate to get that person out of that critical incident. But it's a way to help reduce our reoccurring call logs for those that we know need more than just a cop or a firefighter. They need something else. But those emergency services were there for that critical incident, and then we clear the scene.
So during a soft handoff, is somebody in communication with that person the whole time until that contact is made there and you go, okay, I'm giving you to 988?
So let me do it this way. So they'll call us, we answer the phone, we get the initial information, we identify it as a potential 988 can assist them better than us holding a 911 line close to this with this individual. We keep them on the phone with us while we bring 988 up. And there's hey, I'm going to hand you off. There's communication. Hey, we're going to hand you off to a service that is going to be able to provide better line of care.
But you've already got them on the other.
We already have them.
Bam, bam. Okay.
And then that person on the other end for 988 can do some of those clinicianal conversations. We're not trained, and there's a little bit of legality, liability, that's the word, that we don't want to get into because we don't have that training that they do. So there's no liability. The liability is not on us, it's on 988 once they get there. So And everything, just like everything, even the warm handoffs with Mercy are recorded. And even after the handoff happens, as long as that conversation is going on, our systems will record it.
So we got it picked up.
Yeah. So we have the record that we can recreate if we needed to. So is that kind of where you were going?
Yeah.
Let's see. Brooklyn, the operations officer or operations manager, and I have conducted 3 site visits in the past 30 days. One, we toured Mercy Dispatch down in Springfield, being our primary partner for EMS services. It's one of the locations we talk to regularly, but we haven't met them. So we took the opportunity to go down, meet some of their supervisors, the people that we talked to, and then we were able to observe their procedures once the warm handoff happens. As far as how they do their emergency medical dispatching, it is very different. It is very scripted, but those scripted questionnaires that they follow based on what they're logging, that's something that we took away, and we can replicate some of that for our dispatchers. And we realize some of the prompt questions that we have probably need to be updated, because Brooklyn nor I know when the last time those were actually reviewed. So it's a project down the future we're going to try and get after. We also visited the Missouri Patrol Troop I up in Rolla with I-44, the shared jurisdiction of the highway. Missouri Highway Patrol is the primary, but very often, whether it's city or the sheriff's office, if they're needing assistance, our people are right there. We communicate a lot with them because the 911 calls off of the highway will originate, if they're in our jurisdiction, to our PSAP. It does not account for they're on the highway, and then we provide that warm handoff, so we talk to them daily at this point. So we wanted to go up there and continue that partnership. That was more of once again, another one, we talk to you a lot. We don't always get to see each other. We exchange some information. We got to see some of the systems they have. They had turned us on to a couple of free resources that we could potentially utilize in our dispatch center that we didn't know existed, and that's also kind of the point we've been going around and visiting some of these other PSAPs to see how people do things. And then the last one we went and visited was Phelps Central Dispatch. Missouri Highway Patrol recommended we go see them. They consolidated back in 1990, and a lot of the things that we talked about with their director, who's been the director there for about 15 plus years now, some of the procedural issues and how we start doing consolidation they went through. She was able to give us some good ideas, as well as we saw some of the technology and things that they've been doing over the years, procedure and policy-wise. So we've taken away some of the best of everything we can find. And then the last big event, we actually hosted the director from Dallas County 911 came and visited us last week. We spent about 3 hours discussing policies and then standard operating procedures for the dispatch center, as well as it was a little bit of he was here on the initial grand opening. He wanted to see how we've been coming along, and Dallas County is actually looking at a project down the road to actually building a building, so he actually wanted to come and get our opinion. With a new building, he's using it as a potential template for what they may try and work there. So I told him anything that I can help him out with as far as historical knowledge, we would pass on. So we'll continue that partnership with Dallas County. He's been a great resource for me, getting stuff turned on and started up here for Laclede County. And then internally, we're sitting at roughly 50% complete with all of our internal and law enforcement SOPs we've been working on for the past 3 weeks. We've gone through a couple of different drafts. We spent a good solid day working on them last week in Brooklyn when we had more office time versus operational time. We're a little bit behind. I want to be a little bit farther along, but it's just the way it is. So we'll continue hammering that. We're going to get them signed with all the partners, and that way we can start holding people accountable for the procedures downstairs, both in the dispatch and then the surrounding partners. So over the next 60 days, a couple of events that we're tracking. Next week, I'll be at the Missouri Public Safety Communications Conference in Osage Beach. That runs from the 9th to the 12th. We're going to host the Phila Club on the 25th of March. They're going to come over for about 45-minute tour of the facility, talk to them about what 911 dispatch, our role in the service, emergency services world. I'm also attending, it's a virtual class, but a grant writing class that was recommended by the board. That's 31 to 1 April. So that's Monday and Tuesday. It's a virtual class I log on. I think it's 6 hours a day. And it's it is an organization that's nationally recognized for grant writing, to get us into that grant writing space when we talk about different things that are out there. It's a space that everybody keeps telling me once you get into it, it's amazing what you can find as far as grant money to help improve services, things like that. So this is the gateway entry. It's the next available class, and we're signed up for that. Sheriff's Office is hosting a high school tour for April. They'll do 2 iterations, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. And part of that will be showing dispatch off to the high school students. And then on 21 to 25 April, I'll have 3 dispatchers. They're going to be traveling south to get their mule certification. This is a reoccurring requirement, and something that we have to have the mules access here in dispatch. So outside of that, any additional questions? That's all I have for today.
Very well, good. Appreciate that.
You covered a lot of traffic.
Do you want it digitally so it's easier to cut and paste?
James, thank you. I need to take a couple minute break here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
James, thank you again.
Good seeing you again.
You bet. Short recess.
Yeah, about 2 or 3 minutes.